Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and we're here talking Star Wars again. If you didn't see my reaction last night, you can click on that video at the end. But right now, I want to talk about the fact that they're already declaring this a record in pre-sales, which is, I'll be honest, surprised me. I know, obviously, everyone's like, of course Star Wars is going to make money, especially its opening weekend. But I don't know, the buzz around me, everyone sort of near me, I just thought it wouldn't be that big as we think it is. But Disney needs it to be, clearly. This is the finale of the Star Wars trilogies. If this isn't huge, it's a huge, huge failure for them. But it's going to do huge, especially in the beginning, because they're riding the nostalgia, emotional manipulation, as I sort of said in my previous video. Just to clarify, obviously all trailers and things uses emotional manipulation to get audiences on board. But this one's just using that nostalgia so heavy. The score, Carrie Fisher, the loss of her, Chewbacca, C-3PO. It feels like they're just trying to distract us with the stuff we know we love to sort of make us think, yeah, I love Rey and Poe and Finn and Rose too. And no disrespect to them. No disrespect to those characters. A lot of people are just disrespecting them. I'm just not as emotionally invested in them as I was the original trilogy. Obviously, time has helped and so on. But anyway, my point being, I think there's just a little bit of Star Wars fatigue in this trilogy. I do. There's obviously still a lot of fandom and people who are very excited. So don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people hit me up and say, "You're crazy, Andy. I'm so excited." Good. I'm glad you are. But I wanted to put this to the test because I saw this article saying that the tickets were the biggest record-breaking, most ticket sales in the first hour, even beating out Endgame, Star Wars Rise. It's all Star Wars and Avengers in this list, by the way. But, it's in Adam. This is from Adam Tickets. It's in their best interest to have this story be positive. Who knows what's really happening? Disney is a partner of theirs, as is all the major studios. And the ticket sales industry needs a movie like this to do well. And the ticket sales industry also needs to have that paranoia, fear of, will it be sold out? So is Adam Tickets really telling the truth? I wanted to put that to the test and sort of see, what are the theaters actually doing? Let's actually see if this is accurate. Because if it's selling that much, chances are many screenings around the country should be sold out, correct? I think, summary, based off what I'm about to share with you, I think it's more honest than I thought it was, but I still think they are blowing up the fact, and it's not sold out everywhere. It's just not. But there are a lot of theaters that are more packed than I expected them to. And it seems slower than Endgame. When I remember I did this, and I don't have the receipts sadly to back this up, but I just remember when I went to Endgame, I was checking, and I was not going to buy my ticket. And then eventually I was like, crap, I better, because I saw how fast it was selling out. And I was even comparing out of that curiosity then, how theaters were doing. And Endgame's based off of my recollection of looking up the similar theaters at Endgame that I did now with Force Awakens with The Last Jedi around this same time. It's definitely slower, but it's still much better and bigger than obviously any other movies right now. Endgame and Star Wars are going to be the big two things that people buy, 2 months in advance. But let's look at this. So I started out with my sort of areas here in Tampa, and there's a lot of almost fulls. When you go to an almost full, you can sort of see that of course not. So it's that means usually there's a few seats in the front, and then there's the handicap seating. For those who don't know, you can't get in this. You can be pushed out of your seat if you're not in a wheelchair or with someone who's needs the handicap accessible seat. So those are always available, which makes it a little seem odd. And then there's always a handful in the front, which is pretty much sold out. Who wants to sit and watch the opening night with their neck creaked? It's just not a good look. So that's most of the, when it says mostly full, almost full, that's what that implies. It's about to sell out. There's still a lot more. They're opening up till 2 a.m., which is interesting. But the 3D IMAX main theater showtime, there's still a few seats around the edges and a lot in the front. So Endgame was sold out. Endgame had one up front and one in the back. This one has seat of 4, 2, and this is noon next day. Those will probably be gone by the week since people are going to start thinking get worried and seeing that they are filling up. There is sort of a mad rush to sort of get seats before you can't, is sort of how this works. So, but still, I'm surprised. And then everywhere else, it's not, no, almost full on one 7 o'clock screening, and a digital. All my local theaters, it's, some almost fulls. No one sold out. Not a single theater has sold out yet. Endgame had sold some out. But all the major sort of good theaters near me, near Tampa, Orlando, AMCs that I'm looking at, These are so I wanted to put it out there further beyond just my circle. So I put a feeler out on Twitter and asked a lot of you guys to submit your theaters. So let's refresh this because I know a lot of them are still coming in hot. But let's go through some of these and sort of see what happens. So this guy secured seats. He did this around. I asked them all to sort of screenshot their same times around now. And this is, let's see, open up a new tab. Let's zoom in. Boom, boom. Okay, so this looks like, yeah, pretty sold out, pretty close, but obviously the front rows still available. So I would say that's good. This is coming from Tyson Corner 16. I don't know what that theater is. He didn't tell me his state that he's in. Then we have first showing Thursday night. Oof, that's a lot. It's a lot of seats. A lot of seats in Lynn Haven and the 18. I wish I should have asked for everyone to give us their states. This is now in Cuyahoga Falls. Okay, so it's only seats in the front. I can tell here. We got seats, unless you want a headache, no decent seats. We got one in Lancaster, California. All the shows are at the same time. They are pretty much accessible seating only, and front row is really what we got there for the first seating in Lancaster, California. Devon in Texas, College Station, only front row, and some edges here in the front section. See, but again, these should be gone by now. This is late in the day. Of the next day. Disney Springs is basically sold out. Well, that doesn't surprise me. In Florida, the Disney ones is usually, people in Florida, if they're going to go opening night to be with Star Wars fans, you go there. And it says here a lot of sold outs, almost full. Some of them sold out. There's a sold out at 7:30, but interesting that 9:30, 7:15 is not. But the Dolby Cinema main one is sold out. The 3D is clearly, it's not shot in 3D, I don't believe, or IMAX, I mean. So I think most people are just going for the non-3D Dolby Cinema is sort of the way to do it. This then also comes in Thursday night from Great Lakes. A lot of seats on the edges. So look, we can go through and I could do them all. You can go to my Twitter and you can watch a lot of these. Here's an interesting one from Sweden. Note, Kavar means tickets left. So there are plenty of seats left in this international theater. He's got lots of seats up in Sweden. It's not as popular. Interesting. In his seat, yeah, a lot of availables seatings there in Sweden. They're not selling out. Thank you for that, Simon. Dolby first showing in the Veterans. This is Tampa by me. Same thing, almost sold out. Northern Dayton was also almost sold out when I bought tickets. Can't go back. Maybe 20 seats left. This is Saturday evening. 4 Intrepid Souls snagged prime middle seats, and that's it. Everything else is available. That's where I would have picked my seats as well. This one comes from Adam Paul and Cinemark, Tinsa, and Lubbock. Some scattered seats, a lot of singles in front. So this is telling me, yes, it's clearly in Denver. Oh, Thursday night, a lot of only some accessible in front in the front. Saratoga Springs in New York, a lot of seats in the opening, in the beginning, not in the back. And then everyone's one near Brazil. At 2 theaters in Brazil. So yeah, it's filling up in Brazil. So, but not here. This is in the second. It's a lot of seats available left. So I guess internationally not as popular. We got small town in California, reserved seating. So a lot of seats still in the front, but I assume this person bought it earlier. Some of these screenshots may be old. Inglewood. So sold out, a lot of seats up front. So my point being, when I saw Endgame, and you guys correct me if you don't remember, Endgame was sold out everywhere. Pretty much by noon the next day, I noticed everything because I was looking, sort of even checking around theaters near me, and then out of curiosity, I went past that. So overall, I think this is honest. I was hesitant because I do believe the theater industry wants to put out a press release. It's like biggest ticket sales ever, because what is that going to make you all do? Oh, I guess I got to get my tickets. I got to get them quick. And to be fair, it's working. The first screenings, especially like those, if you want to see it at 6 or whatever, the first screening your city's having it, you probably do want to get in there to get a good seat. Those are filling up, but you could probably, chances are, go to find a theater that's going to show it the next screening or the next day. Clearly those are still available. So overall, that first Thursday night screening doesn't really tell us anything. Obviously, there's still a lot to be seen. Will this be a massive hit for Disney and the theater industry? We will see. The trailer is good. I'm not going to lie. I see what the criticisms are. I share some of them and not being as connected to this trio of new characters. But even I'm not, to show my Star Wars cards, I'm not clearly as big of a fan, because when I called out C-3PO in my video of like, how the hell do we know these people? The truth is, I didn't know this movie takes place a year later, so he could have gotten to know them. And I forgot his main purpose, as my friend Gil reminded me. C-3PO's main purpose is human cyborg relations. So of course he's more emotional. That sort of makes him the annoying character that he is. He's like a robot attempting to be very emotionally connected to humans. So that, makes it more sense. And that's why the Star Wars fans are more connected to some of this than other people are who are just frustrated by this movie. So overall, I think Atom Tickets and that press release is pretty honest. It looks like things are going, even for the first hour of sales. Clearly all the Thursday night first screenings are starting to fill up. It'll be interesting to see how the weekend fills. But hit me up on Twitter and hit me up with your screenshots. Curious. Let's look Friday, Saturday nights. I'm curious how it's starting to pile out over there. That'll be the only way we can sort of track how well this is doing, and to give us some insight on this movie, because I'm very fascinated to see what the box office is going to be on this Rise of Skywalker, because they need it to be big. Granted, they're going to put everything behind the Disney Plus paywall, and they'll know how popular that is. But the only way we can gauge the sort of popularity of the franchise is through ticket sales. So, curious, what do you think? Have you bought your ticket? Are you going to buy it now? Are you getting nervous? Do you want to see it first? Or you just, I'll wait. I'm going to see it first just because I have to. I don't want it to get spoiled. I am curious. Of course, it's better than a lot of other content out there. So why wouldn't I want to go see what Disney and J.J. Abrams and all of them have spent hundreds of millions of dollars on to finish? Yeah, I'm curious. I'm going to watch it. Of course. I think most of you are. Let's not kid ourselves. But are we as excited? Is it going to be as big a box office phenomenon across all of America? That'll be what we have to pay attention to. So tell me what your comments are down below. Thank you so much for watching. I got more videos coming today and all throughout the week. In another movie club this Thursday, we're watching T3, Rise of the Machines, in honor of the new Terminator film. Let's revisit the one that everyone wants to forget. Is it really as bad as you remember? T3, Rise of the Machines, this Thursday night. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll be back with more videos soon. Bye-bye.